Hello everybody, Jason905 here, and today I'm going to be answering you the simple question: how is Evolve in its alpha state? Keep in mind this is not a review of the full game, this is not my final impressions on the game, this is just my initial impressions from playing the game for the first weekend, like the alpha weekend. So don't take this too seriously. The game still has many additions to add to it. It actually says so itself on the screen when you close it. There's going to be additional monsters, additional game modes, additional characters. But I'm just going to explain how I feel so far about it. So to start us off, I'm going to be going over the only game mode you could play during the weekend, I believe. That's the only one that was picked. And that is the Hunt. I believe it's called the Hunt or something like that. And it's basically the mode where the monster has to try and destroy the power relay or kill all the hunters. But to do this, he should ideally really level up to level 3, as when he's at level 1, he's very vulnerable, as the humans can't get any tougher, but he can. So the monster's job is to try and get to level 3 and kill all the humans. As a secondary mechanic, if the humans run away, like just when there's only like one of them left and they're just trying to buy for time, the monster can destroy the power relay. He can only do this though whilst no one's attacking him. So that's his way of getting the humans to respond to him if they're just going to run away and be pussies. There's also a time limit though, and if it runs out, the monster wins. So that does prevent the humans win. So that prevents the monster from hiding all the time level 3, trying to build up his shield and find all the buffs. He has his own time limit too, but the humans can't just mess around either. They need to get to that power relay if they let that monster get to level 3. Although ideally they want to kill him before that, but it can be quite difficult. I actually forgot to mention that for the humans to win, they can also kill the monster. I know it's kind of obvious, but I forgot to make the point. And ideally the humans want to kill the monster before he gets to level 3, or at least to deal as much damage as they can to him as possible, because the monster can't regenerate health, but he can regenerate shield. The less health he has, the less overall health he has, because health is kind of health plus shield, but shield is regeneratable, whereas health isn't, if you know what I mean. So, how do the humans achieve this? What do they have at their disposal? Well, I believe that everyone has to be one of the 4 classes each, but there are 2 characters within the alpha that you can choose from, although you can't choose the second character until you've leveled up enough to unlock him. And to level up, I believe you need to get character masteries by... No, you can level up to get perk bonuses for humans and the monsters, but you get character masteries, which are earned by playing that character and fulfilling the requirements. For example, with the support, you need to use the shield generator to defend allies, make them invulnerable to damage a certain amount of times, also do so much damage with their weapon, and also do so much damage with the airstrike. But besides that, I haven't actually played the second character for any of the classes. I've only played the ones you initially get. So I'm going to go over those classes now and show you what they can do. So to start us off here, we're going to talk about the Trapper. That's the first class I played that wasn't with my friends in the other video I did. And the Trapper main ability, which I believe persists across both characters, if I can tell right, like most characters, I think the class has its own specific ability that every character to that class will have. And for the Trapper, it is the Dome, which will trap the monster inside and the humans. The Trapper can put it away if they want to, but the Dome will stay up for a certain amount of time and nothing can enter or leave it. So if you've trapped the monster inside with you, which is what you ideally want to do, then you can make his day pretty bad, because if you got a low level monster trapped inside your dome, that monster's going to be trying to run away from the team and hide and just try and buy his time till he can escape. That's the Trapper's job, trap the monster. The specific Trapper I was playing also comes with a pet. I think it's called Daisy, and she sniffs out the monster by finding it. not the most reliable, but it is another way to help you track down the monster. If he gets away from you quite far, then that'll help you get back into the game. She can revive teammates, which is very handy because there's another player to revive teammates whilst you're concentrating on distracting the monster. And I believe that's all she can do. I'm not sure if she can do much else than that. But she's a handy little companion to have. She finds the monster. She's a little support companion, really. It's interesting. I'd like to see if you can get more different pets, but I doubt it. I suppose that is the specific pet for that character. The specific trapper I was also playing also got these harpoon cables, which you'd shoot a cable into the ground. If the monster got close enough to it, it would latch into the monster, and the monster had to do damage to it in order to destroy it and get his movement back. Like, the monster could still move, but it's like putting a dog on a leash around the pole. You know, you can only get out so far before that thing pulls on you and stops you going any further. Although, it's a bit bigger than a dog, I'd say. So, that is the Trapper. The Trapper comes with quite weak weapons, though, but the whole sake of the Trapper is to stop that monster getting away whilst your other classes synergize with you. The whole point is that the classes are supposed to synergize with each other. The technically third class I played, I keep forgetting that I played support first, was the Assault class. The Assault class does what you'd expect it to. The Assault class is the main damage dealer of the team. The one I played with, Markov, came with a lightning gun, which done brutal damage at close range, like it literally melts the monster. That monster does not want to be close to you when you've got your lightning gun out. Unless he's level 3, he can just smack you in the face. I believe Markov also had a personal shield, which I think may persist across all assaults, but I'm not too sure how assaults work. I just know assaults get better weapons and not so good abilities. Like, Markov gets a personal shield that makes him invincible for a little bit. It's not very team synergistic, but if he's going to be dealing most of the damage, that's synergistic enough for the monster to really not want him around. He also came with some landmines he could lay down. That might be something that's specific to him. I haven't tried out the other assault, but I think the general idea of the classes persists across the characters. So the other assault most likely just has strong weapons and some nice abilities to help him out too. And did the assault have anything else? He had 2 weapons, the mines and the personal shield. He had a machine gun for longer ranges, which wasn't as highly damaging, but it's an alternate weapon that you can use at a longer range. For the fourth class I played, that was the Medic. That was the last class I played. And the Medic does what you'd expect it to, but it does a bit more than that. It's not just your TF2 Medic, I'm going to heal the team and rarely ever attack the monster. The Medic can put work in too. The Medic has a healing weapon which you heal your teammates with. You project a beam onto your teammates, they get healed. The particular one I was playing also had a healing wave which healed everyone in a AoE circle, not the monster of course, and also healed you, which is very important because I believe you can't heal yourself as the Medic. So them healing waves are quite vital, and that does make you a very prime target for the monster if he knows what he's doing. Yes, the tranquilizer gun, that's a very important part of the Medic too. I've noticed when I've played the monster, and other people have been playing the monster, a Medic who can land his tranq darts on the monster is a Medic that's going to get his team to catch up to that monster and actually trap it. The tranq dart means that the monster cannot run anymore when he's just moving around. He can still do leaps and stuff, which is I think a very smart thing to do as the monster, because you can leap around whilst you're tranq to help yourself get away. But the tranq will stop the monster from running, and it'll help you close the gap on him. I think the monster can't do other stuff while he's tranq. Oh yeah, the monster will appear to everyone on the team through walls and whatnot whilst he's in the tranq state. And finally, the Medic I was playing with came with a sniper rifle. The sniper rifle wasn't great for damage, but every shot you landed, plus you could really easily no-scope it. Like, the accuracy was quite ridiculous, even without looking down the scope. But when you shot it with the sniper, it exposed a weak point on the monster, which was a target that came up on the monster. If a teammate shot that target, they'd do critical damage to the monster. So if your teammates are really healed up, you don't need to worry about healing them, and you want to put some extra pressure on the monster, especially in the level 1 state, he's not going to mess up your team that much. Then you could shoot with that sniper rifle, your assault could land that hit and just wreck his face. And that's what we kind of did in the game that I played medic. The monster got trapped. I was healing my teammates, and he just didn't know what to do. He was pretty screwed, to be honest, and I was landing weak points on him, keeping him tranked when the shield went down, and it was kind of a wrecking. I'm just going to say that. So that, no, wait, sorry. And I finally played the support class, which was with my friends. The support class is, well, a support class. It's kind of what you'd expect. The support class had a sort of, it's like a heat gun launcher or something like that. It seemed to do reasonable damage. It was quite a decent weapon. He had a shield projector, which I believe is specific to him, because I actually looked into the support class, because that's what I wanted to play. I wanted to play the one with turrets, which was the alternative one. But you had to first play the one with the shield projector. And whilst using that on teammates, your teammates were invulnerable, whoever you used it on. Very handy tool. And the monster would kind of get pissed at you for using it on teammates and go for your face, which I found out quite a lot. The monster doesn't really like you making your teammates invincible. He's kind of pissed off about it. And it's brutal when combined with a medic, because the medic will just bloody heal your teammates. He goes after the medic, you make him invincible, and then the monster goes after you because you're making that medic invincible. The medic just heals you up again. It's a vicious cycle and a very defensive strategy. But if the monster can't kill you and you're trapped in the beam dome with him, he's going to have to run away and run around. Less effective though when the monster's level 3 because he can burst you down. Any more abilities on the support? Yes, he also had an airstrike, which I didn't really use very good. If you watch my video where my first couple of games of Evolve, while I was playing support, I kind of did some really shitty airstrikes. Like I was trying to point at the ground with the monster in my face. I think the airstrike is intended for when you want to zone out the monster rather than deal direct damage to him. The support is in a direct damage class. He's named support for a reason, so maybe if there's a down teammate and he was battering on him, launch an airstrike right on your teammate. I can imagine that would tell him to bugger right off. So maybe more practical applications as a support when I play him again. I quite like the support character, to be honest. Making teammates invulnerable is just kind of a big middle finger to the monster, which I kind of enjoyed. So that is the 4 classes. They synergize with each other very well. And if you have a voice chat going on with your party, which I had varying levels of with randomers, it was much better playing with your friends because at least you could get direct, instant voice chat to them, and you knew their voice chats weren't crap, like a couple of people I was talking to through the voice chat had loads of background noise and maybe just crap quality mics, which, you know, you're playing with randomers, you got to kind of expect it. But the most fun with Evolve that you'll have, at least as the hunters, is when your other 3 hunter friends are your friends rather than random people. So it's a very fun experience when you have friends to play with you and you're hunting some random guy. So now for the monster gameplay. I don't actually have any video of it because I stopped recording gameplay after I played the 4 human classes, and then I immediately got the monster, which I didn't want at the time. I didn't want to play him yet, but I got kind of chucked into him anyway. And for some reason I had a really bad lag when I was playing the monster too, which kind of lost me the game right at the end. But I ain't going to make too many excuses about that. It was a very, very clutch game. Like, everyone was dead. No dropship in sight. The assault finished me off when I was about to kill him. It was very clutch. And I was like, God damn it. But I didn't have that game recorded, so you can't see. But the monster is pretty much what you expect. Like I explained, you do not want to be caught out by the humans whilst you're at level 1. Maybe if there was one by themselves, but I played it very safe, kept running around the map. I hardly got caught. They even messed up a dome, and I was just outside it when they used it, and they didn't even know I wasn't trapped inside the dome, so I had loads of time to eat. You have to basically roam around the map, kill monsters, eat them, and when you eat enough, you build up shield whilst you eat those monsters, which is very important. And when you eat enough monsters, you can eventually evolve. That allows you to invest more points into abilities. You can't max out all the abilities, so you have to choose what you want. And when you level up, you actually lose all your shields. So there's not only the period of vulnerability you have whilst you're in your cocoon leveling up, but also the period of vulnerability that you're going to be losing your health, which is non-recoverable. You can gain extra health when you evolve, but you can't regain that previous health you lost when you were taking damage in that previous level. So it's risky business. Of course you do want to evolve just so you have better abilities and you can actually fight back the humans if you have to. But you're out of shield, you need to try and get that shield back up, and ideally you want to get to level 3, grab a couple of buffs, and have maximum shield when you go into that fight with the humans. When I was the monster, I got to level 3, but I did take my time a lot. I was very careful of what monsters I killed. I was scaring birds all the time. There's actually a sneak mechanic you can do, where you can sneak attack monsters. I only did that once, and I hardly ever snuck, is that what the word is? So I kept scaring the birds, and the humans know where the birds are, so they run over to the birds and they'll find me. Unless I run the hell out of there, which I was all the time. I was running away constantly, only eating monsters when I had the chance. So by the time I was level 3, the timer had almost run out. I didn't have much shield at all, and I had to get to that relay because I only had a couple of minutes left before the game ended, and the hunters won. Thankfully, the timer freezes whilst I think one of the hunters are dead or something. When I was fighting the hunters, the timer froze, so I think it's just a kind of, hey, you need to actually start fighting them, otherwise we're just going to let them win. So that's the incentive to kill them. And it was a fun fight if my game wasn't freezing every minute or so. I'm surprised that it was doing it even after I turned off wraps. I was still freezing as a monster. You might really need to turn down your graphics as the monster, because apparently on PC it needs some pretty good graphics. Because, I've got a GTX 660 Ti, but I was still getting lag issues as the monster with high graphics. Wasn't even very high. So I've turned the game graphics down to medium, but I didn't actually try it out on that because I had other things I had to do. But yeah, the monster gameplay is quite fun. It's very scary being hunted by the humans, but when you get to level 3, you have quite a lot of fun killing the humans too, because you can wreck them very quickly. You can take off half their health with your abilities and just smack them about, and they're fearful of you. It's great to see them run away or panic trying to revive their teammates. And when you're playing solo, obviously, monster's probably the best thing to play because you don't have to rely on anyone. You're a monster, you're a lone wolf. You're going to level up and wreck all them humans. So I'm going to give my final verdict now of what I think of the game so far. If the game remained how it was, however, it has clearly stated that the game will not remain how it was. When you close the game, it tells you all the features that will be there. I'll actually take a screen print of that just to show you during this bit, just so I don't misinform you. That's the word. That's a word, Jason. Yeah, if the game remained in its current state, which I really doubt it would, then I probably would not want to pay £30 for it, as there's just not enough content. Playing one game mode, playing the hunt game mode is fun, but it can get very repetitive if you play it too much. It's all the same business over and over again. Try and chase down that monster, kill him before he gets to level 3. Oh crap, he got to level 3. Now you're probably in deep shit, but you've still got a chance, so, just try and fight for your life, keep the team alive and all that. But I can imagine playing that over and over would get very repetitive. Any game with one game mode only can get boring very quickly and doesn't really look well for the lifespan of the game. But the game does promise 3 game modes, I believe, up to an additional third monster. I hardly actually played against the second monster, which was the Kraken. I usually played against Goliath, When I played against the Kraken once, we absolutely wrecked him when he was only level 1. It would have been fun to play against the Kraken a few more times, and that might have swayed my opinion a bit. But they promise a third monster, they promise 3 characters for each class, I believe, and they promise at least 3 game modes as well. I can imagine with a company like Turtle Rock Studios, because I believe they worked on Left 4 Dead, there would eventually be like 3 PC expansions eventually. Glorious PC Gaming Master Race. Not to put down the filthy console peasants. Okay, I'm going to stop being an asshole now. But yeah. I can imagine they'd keep updating the game, hopefully. And I just want to see how the game develops when they're getting close to a full release. They're only in the alpha at the moment. I don't want to be too critical about it. But in its current state, it's a fun concept, it's a fun game. But it doesn't have too much longevity if it remained in its current state at full release. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. This has been my video, my first impressions on Evolve, the alpha. This has been Jason905, and I'll see you all next time.